not having
Okay,
Kada
we got
and Logan
Giantx on
might be a
defense,
bit of a
and we
miss.
got
I'm excited to see
Giantx
what they've
on
got.
attack.
I'm excited to see if this is going to change the team. But right now, it seems more of a like for like.
There you go.
If anybody knows what Logan can do, it is Kada. He's experienced that first back in the 2021 era of Valorant. It is strange to not see him
they're
here,
not done.
a staple of the squad.
Both of these teams are technically not done,
I think
but
incredibly well,
kind of done.
the
Okay, I said with Gentlemates, this is the B hit comp, and we get to see it instantly. It's the Fnatic hit that they stole off someone. I can't remember what the team is that they stole it off. I want to say it was Koi. I think it was Koi.
Have a post plant 4 versus 3.
Koi hit. Call it the Koi B hit.
Even a little bit of a delay. Purple's got to clear out a lot of mid on his way.
And honestly, we might do a counter of how many times we see that, because it is by far the strongest hit with this comp.
But the late smoke is going to cause a little bit of irritation. It means that they have to be wary of the players below, which they'll clear no problems. Vitinho will be the first man in. Already traded out though. Kada looking for a little bit more. Second kill for him already.
Hey,
and he's
nice,
got Bears for support.
Yeah,
it will be Gentlemates taking themselves a pistol.
On his debut as well. Dude, that was some calm classic tapping from Whalers. I'm not sure I've seen a classic shoot that slow ever. Y'all wild with the 13 months as well. Thank you so much for the prime, bro.
Not just for the player,
2 kills in your first round.
I think that's a good point. Here he's slotting in to what the team needs in terms of roles, filling in for the player that wasn't there. We're going to see this season evolve, though, I think. This is a player that doesn't just play a Sentinel, doesn't just play a duelist like back in the days I remember him from. He's played every agent. I think barring ISO, and a bold prediction, I think next week that could even change. So
he might not be the guy doing it, though, right?
He might not be.
They've already got a double duelist.
Redgar buys a
Kada was always something special on the duelist, but he has in recent times just and throughout
no
the
one
tier
buys
2
anything
scene,
apart from Redgar, gets the ghost.
Many different teams, and he's shown that. Like I say, every single agent I think except ISO is already has officials on.
The surprising thing as well is that we had 2, I guess even you could say 3 French organizations.
Crippy, you can't type that, dude.
Which is wild. I think that many were expecting him to be in the tier 1 for quite a long time.
Literally can't type that
finally have him here.
Well, I mean, he was for a brief second. The tiers hadn't really formed at that time, but one of the first players to qualify to a Masters event. And we haven't seen him on the A-tier events ever since.
Well, yeah, he was also on Vitality.
Yeah, he was.
So he's been there before, just took him a little bit of time to get back.
Crippy, I'm going to take away at that mod in a little bit. Behave yourself.
Not a lot invested. I am looking forward to seeing them this season. I think having a bit more time with Purpo, he's someone that we hyped him up when he joined the league as someone, again, who was in the sort of 6th man of Gambit, someone that was always highly rated, but wanted to see more opportunities. And this composition for them is a little bit more exciting for me than the last one, because you've got Fiddy switching away from that breach and back onto the Raze.
Takas throws away his gun.
These are the compositions that I think
to Whalers, and we get to see Takas try hunt. And are they going to do the same with Natang? Yes, they are. They're the duelist with the best ults hunt, and what a hunt, man. 2 each, and a death. Yoro would take a death as well. Or a kill.
Okay,
perfect. Like literally the best it could have gone.
He was fighting was the one with the ghost as well. Gentlemates, 2-0, 1 player lost.
Dude, do they just do the B? I would be so tempted to do the B hit. The B hit's so strong.
This is where the rifles come out for GX.
If I'm Giantx here, I'm expecting a B hit.
Well, I'll see after this replay fades if they keep what they're currently hovering, but we might even get the round 3 off out of Purpo.
Glass cannon as well.
The B hit 12 rounds in a row. I think any big important rounds, I would just do the B hit.
For them immediately, but yeah, seeing that operator in
no
so
B
soon.
hit.
Also intriguing to see a Killjoy. Definitely not
Purpo gets the op out. We've got no armor.
In the past, we've saw Chamber for quite a while, and I think Cypher's definitely been the more.
I feel like we still never seen
last season maybe
the Scrim Purpo. Okay, that's nice.
There you go.
Scrim Purpo is crazy.
Purpo operator is already going to kick things off. I think Takas definitely wasn't expecting that, and we know that this mates team loves to have a lot of set plays. So if they're setting up for that, and you have an operator to just remove their Yoru, that's definitely going to help out.
That early surprise certainly catches them off guard. Now Gentlemates know what they're walking up against. Cage is used to cross, blocking line of sight for Purpo.
Speaking from experience, yeah, we used to prack him low just to
annihilate him. To cover him though. Clouds just come in, and they'll be holding this position together. The initial flash to clear out the presence, but they're only now making it up to the top of ramp. Still a flash left for Cloud, but no chance to use it. Backing off the screens with a big heaven take for Gentlemates. They're looking to dive onto the site, perhaps. No, they're moving in towards the screens. A bit of pressure applied. The stun used by Cloud only good
really
for
nice
one,
trade on
there's
this.
still a lot of
Purple.
numbers from Giantx on the A
yeah,
side.
I think they're so fine with Vitinho here as well.
The time becomes an issue.
Good
a missed
hit.
shot for Purple.
Nice shot.
It will allow them to sort of close down the gap at least a little bit more. And Beaz has been able to find one. And actually, they've dealt with Purple on the site as well. Bringing thing back
Surely
into
drop
contention.
off. You're
looking to try
lunatic,
and do
man.
everything.
Look at the confidence.
Holds the line on Redgar and leaves Hoodie to try and clutch.
Avada Kedavra, I suppose. Nice stuff. Picks up one. It's left to Hoodie. 1 versus 2. Stun in hand for Beaz. Ready to be dispensed.
Okay.
It's not needed.
I mean,
Kedavra
honestly, what a really nice start. He gets
3.
2 kills on his pistol. He gets 3 kills on the bonus rounds.
Scary op pick. Even got off to a good start. The shot in towards screens was a leg shot as well, making this very doable for the side of GX, but mates come ahead nonetheless.
Of course, Cloud kills the player he didn't stun and dies to the one he did. That's nice.
See the Cadaver replace, at least for this map,
what a
Logan.
Start for Cadaver.
It's a 6-man roster,
currently
basically.
on the board, having a great
you know how much
start
we love
to
them.
his VCT career, and well, for the side of Giantx, there's a lot still to be desired. Of course, this is the choice of mates, but it's a map that realistically over the last split, both teams played once, both teams lost. So,
what do you think about double duelists? I like double duelists, man. Double duelists is fun.
Both teams will be coming into this one.
It just means on this map you're looking around for
the
6,
ones that got
7 on
things
attack.
Chance to test things. Early decoy. Actually pushes GX back off that initial hold. Purple's caught by the lurk up by Cadaver. There was a bit of a scrap earlier on, but Purple obviously thought he'd left. That lurk gets massive value with the information now coming into the hands of Gentlemates. They know exactly where their opponents are. You can see Natank more than ready to take that fight up towards heaven. There is an alarm bot waiting for him, and I presumed that that would be point of contact for a paranoia to come out of Redgar. But in fact,
and this is lovely from
late,
Cadaver, just walks
used.
over towards A as well.
Cleared
the whole site, Giants gamble.
There. And all the while,
guys already going to be in spawn.
have secured the A site with this lurk from Cadaver. Now the spike is on its way there, and the stack
Bro's
from
having some impact.
GX in the wrong spot.
Yeah, it's
30 seconds
again
left.
just going to be about doing some damage, but the fact is ult's already building up. Economy looking pretty good as well for Gentlemates. And
Super G 626. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 5 months.
Whaler still has himself.
Thank you for the tier 1, dude.
A Spectre.
God, what a rough start for Giants, man.
Does feel like a little bit of a worry. Like
a savage start. They haven't really had that many kills as well.
On either side, but I feel like the composition that's there for mates sort of sets up a little bit better. Like having the Cypher can get you quite a lot of info as well. Whereas the Killjoy, well, unless you're contacting a turret, that's not really going to happen.
They have a flash if they wanted to. They could force this. I really don't think they should force this spawn.
Who else is ambitious enough to pull the Killjoy out? But
yeah, Whalers might as well. Wants to upgrade his Spectre anyway.
At least 1 kill onto Whalers, but doesn't
tank.
do much for the way of cost.
Oh my god.
The tank on his way up behind. He's greedy, locking them in, but the spike's already taken them down.
Okay, lovely from Gentlemates. Giants, we tempted to time out here. Not that they have too much to call or change up. Purple gets the op again, this time armor, but they gotta go against the Yoru.
I think with the double duelist for either side, we have high expectations that both teams are going to be better.
And now they're just gonna do the Fnatic Yoru ult.
Well, the last time it was played
over towards B, make sure you have B. Like, pretty sure when I watch Fnatic, they feel like if they take B main with the Yoru ult, they win the rounds.
So there's a lot of similarities that we're getting
here. They can just flash or stun off of the info on B.
Too happy with how things have
we'll see if we actually see that as well. Nope, okay, insta ult to A.
Dimensional drift at the very
got a
start of the
TP and
round.
sewers.
2 players spotted, Op spotted as well. He's committing to it.
Oh.
Oh, they actually don't know about the player in elbow,
wow,
but it doesn't matter. He's in and out just that quick. Beautiful pick from Takas. And I'm not sure what Purple could have done to avoid that with the operator.
Sold as a bit of a ruse, though, and the fact is they haven't fallen for it. It's a bit frustrating to lose a player that early, but the goal was having 3 players on the other side of the map and walking into the B site. Well, the B site's actually the heavier defended even after that opening kill.
And even after they pumped the brakes, yeah, the read is there. GX, no, what's
wow,
happening?
man, this is really nice from them at the moment.
Vitinho disrupts the push, but he's right in the middle of the pack. Easy to pounce.
I mean, this was sick, to be honest. Just waiting for a reaction over towards B. They go into A. He's got a pocket breach. They can just give him util to make sure they can swing out.
The tank finds that space for free.
Yeah, it's a bit odd in the case that they...
That was a Yoru agent trailer? Yeah, it actually was.
He did.
So that's
Thoughts on the Barbell tweet? I actually haven't checked the Barbell tweet.
You have extra information of multiple different angles.
What's, I can't imagine it's a good tweet.
It just seems like that they were clueless to the push.
Oh boy.
He did do it very quickly, but again, if you destroy that piece of utility, I feel like there has to be some miscommunication, be it Vitinho maybe thinking he had more of the angle than he did, or Hoodie not saying in the first place that that ground was gone.
Hoodie...
Isn't a good
he
start.
has to have said that it was gone. There's no way your alarm bot goes down. You don't call that. And I think what ended up happening
maybe you're getting
was
flashbanged. Who knows? 3, 2, 1.
At the choke,
nope,
and
you're all good.
Giantx throws a flash. Now, I didn't even see a slight bloom of a candle on top of his head. So Hoodie was not blind from the flash, but you hear it. And when you hear it, you turn around because you know where it's coming from. You dodge it, and I think he just couldn't correct in time. It looked like he was caught switching between angles from the perspective of Giantx spinning into the angle, but a disappointing duel, even if you do make that excuse. And GX have called a timeout to try to get to the bottom of this. 5-0. It's recoverable.
You blind that?
Look,
No, you can turn back.
A death sentence by any means, but they need to start making that recovery pretty much right away. Rifles coming into round number 6.
It's more the manner of which it's happening, though.
Yeah.
Like right now, Kadavra, the man who's playing alone on one side of the map, hasn't died. 7-0. And the other,
Missed the Barbell cams, that's for sure, yeah. So is that just him done with coaching, maybe?
Also has not died. It's been so clean for Gentlemates thus far, and GX have not looked like they're in the fight at all.
Right, timeout for Giants. We have an Omen ult that goes towards spawn with double smokes. Dude, I like this though, because last time they did this Omen ult, they did double smokes and they actually stuck the ult over towards spawn, so they're trying to make sure if they prep this, that they think they're going to be over towards spawn. And with that one ult, they now got 2 people just focusing on spawn. So yeah, they're looking at the anti, or the fact that they might have antied them, and just use the pressure to get over towards A heaven, and they isolate one. I say isolate one, probably should have had that kill.
Breach utility, no reactive stun off that initial contact, no support. You're left out to dry. And Gentlemates, 5 versus 4 in the back of it. The gate crash is being watched by Purpo. The question is if they actually use it, but I don't think Takas is going to be playing that brazen. Not with a man advantage already under their belt.
Well, yeah, unless he's got some sort of setup flash, and well, it's just going to be the fake. Not going to commit to it. They've already got into an afterplant situation anyway. Whalers still has an idea that there could be someone at the back of this site. Goes the wrong way. Nice shot from Purpo.
Still though.
Going to equalize things for now. His position on the
Free
site has
person
value,
holding over towards A heaven, and it's A heaven plant. What a shot, man. This guy's an absolute beast. He hasn't even died yet.
Back to look at the angle, and Kadavra still wins the duel.
Dude, he hasn't died yet.
Bayaz is dropped and Kadavra's there again. Was that 10-0?
Oh my god, they're unreal right now. Yeah, they're annihilating them. Dude, I like this though. I like the fact that they know the Giants would have done a little bit of anti, and they have plans for just all their ults.
Well, yeah, if it keeps going like this, maybe half.
He's getting open.
Double smoke committed over towards spawn. Like, it's a lot of investment, really, but it's so worth it. Like, this whole plan was great. Dude, existence with a bit of time, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. I feel like against Gentlemates, you just gotta change stuff up.
The man is 10-0 right now. Dude. What a debut for the side of Gentlemates.
You're asking because you're curious how many days, how many hours a day do coaches work on average? I mean, every coach is different, man.
I do say it's bold.
I don't know what Nilzinho and Mini would say. I did stupid amounts that is unhealthy. I was doing about 16 to 18 hours, 7 days a week. I wouldn't suggest doing that. But I would say they do probably 12 hours, 7 days a week. Is probably what I would say. Maybe they have days off as well, but it depends. When tournaments are like really on, it's pretty intense.
Nade close though. It's going to force Bayaz out of position. No, it's actually not going to take him down. He's stunned up. Aftershock sent his way. He's still good. Half his health, and he's out.
You do a lot,
man. A lot less damage than I thought. Yeah. It looked like he'd been hit about 15
because the season's all like condensed as well. It's very hard to actually like take a day off when it's all going on.
Get some information. Hoodie left alone on the site and does some damage again. There's a lot of chip damage so far in this round. And Purpo does have the Blade Storm. One blade is all it takes. He's not going to expect the second
maybe they can
player,
hero play this. When does he swing?
Saying that, the timing isn't really there for Bayaz, and actually, it's going to be the turnaround from Purpo. This is the best round, best opportunity they've had so far.
Showstopper pulled out though. And now the problems begin.
Hey, not bad though. Not bad. Kadabra might actually die on this.
Bladestorm getting one onto Takas, and sure, the showstopper doesn't land.
Yeah, Fidinho kind of wrecked himself a little bit.
We'll see if that comes into play. Kadabra yet to die, but this could be
there we go. That's his first death.
And it looks like Giantx might
Surely
have
not.
a round.
Oh god.
There's a nade still for Natank. He's buying more time, running this clock lower. Fidinho
not even half.
Sliver of health. It's either one.
Oh, they can't even win the 1v3. It was nice from him, though. He played it perfect.
Kadabra, but there's no killing the hope for Gentlemates.
Dude, that second kill was fast.
7-0. When will it
yeah,
stop?
and Purpo did great to make it a doable round, but then maybe, I mean, I say maybe, he has to get the kill at the end there.
They're not going to forget that for a while.
Yeah, these are insane.
It was so clean up until that point.
But then,
just the
yeah, up
whipping
until the
of
point.
Knives,
That is
just
the point.
watching them all dissipate.
Stream's louder than me? I'll put it down a little bit. I think it's okay levels.
In basically an unwinnable spot, but it looked unwinnable from the get-go for the side of the tank. 7-0.
Chat always looks dead tired during tournaments. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I think as a coach, the problem with it is, and it's something that I struggled with balancing, is you never feel like you have enough time. Like, I didn't go gym, I didn't go anything like that. I just felt like I was, like, the whole time it was like I could have used that hour to do something that would help the team. So I think you have to always do some kind of sacrifice and be like, well, you gotta live a normal life as well.
In the chamber for GX. Not looking to use it just yet. The dimensional
You reckon that increased the sound? Wait, really?
Killjoy spotted. Stun being held by Cloud just in case it was an aggressive play. But Takas is back. They'll go for the plant soon, but they should know that that lockdown is very much being teed up from the position you saw Hoodie in.
I like that spot because they can almost choose where they're going to plant based on where he sat with the lockdown. So now they can sit towards the back and actually
during tournaments is crazy though.
That plant, like maybe they would have needed
like
to
during tournaments as well,
go a little bit further forward, but because it's that far back, they can still just sit in the same spot. So that information is vital.
Rolling Thunder.
Oh, only hit one. Yeah, they might not.
It's beautiful from Gentlemates.
Wait.
Protocols. And now the site is such
was that his Yori flash that got the guy heaven? It was.
No eyes looking back.
Big shot, man. Big shot. He had to hit that.
They're being picked apart and through the smoke.
Are they gonna get around? So like 7 is kind of what you expect with double duelist. 8,
and from this point, it's gotta
unbelievable.
Be frustrating to sit in that
anything
GX
above.
Camp. No solutions just yet.
Yeah, and it's really
Hesse 05, thank you for the 7 months, man. Thank you.
Is seeing how, with little tricks and little pieces of information, Gentlemates are able to utterly dominate rounds. Like
Kadabra? Yeah, I mean, we used to play against him loads when he was on BDS.
Where the lockdown is. Let's use the dimensional drift. Okay, well,
BDS was like the... BDS got really unlucky, man. BDS,
and just play our post farm.
BDS were a better team than their results suggested. They were a little bit like... who else was like that?
They got the info straight off the bat.
Guild, maybe?
GX.
Those two are like the two teams in the EMEA that
we can give the credit to mates here and
were a little bit better than their results actually suggested.
A single round on the board after 8 have been played is definitely not where GX would have expected to be.
No, this is the point of recovery, surely. It has to be. Push up into Whalers.
Oh,
Whalers
they're annihilating them, dudes.
Fidinho and
This is their big buy rounds. They lose mid control, or at least vision in middle, and then they just go for a push over towards B.
Perhaps that's the stun for Bayaz teed up. Straight spams through the smoke. Ult taken by Kadabra, and it's used right here. I love that use of the orb to get them the information, realize that there's still a bit of a stack on B, that they can go straight up middle. And, well, I thought to the A site, which was more isolated, perhaps they read the rotation, who knows, but Spike is left behind in B. It looks like they still want to commit to that late with an A fake out of it.
Yeah, the thing is, Whalers can TP across.
No way, the A fake gets the free throw out of them.
Instead,
in a 3v5.
They fake it out, rotate away. The tank perfectly positioned, but Cloud does win the battle. An opening, a chance as the Spike's
definite chance. Keep a look at the time. What is this aftershock like?
A second or two, but it's just whether or not it's actually going to be put in the right place. I think he's just
my, the timing of it is sick. Okay, breach ult wasn't great, but that was lovely from him.
Of a little bit of Cloud magic.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, the timing just perfect.
Oh, that was cool.
We saw Cloud for a second. He thought about putting it down.
Bit of a hero play to get him on the board though.
Realized that they'd reposition it. Heard the steps as they ran away. Echo located that aftershock.
It was close to get in the plant.
Absolutely perfect timing. And that's the round locked in as a result. A timeout still for GX.
Yeah, I still think this timeout's good because overall, like, you can't rely on a hero play.
I think it's good to reassess because we talk a lot about aces and so on not being repeatable. I don't think that's a repeatable round.
I think he said, great job, guys.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'm very good at lip reading. But no, it's a... That's not happy, man, but you can understand why. Things have not been going well for the side of GX, and the fact that it takes Redguard basically making a hero play, running out, dropping the spike, and then an aftershock winning you the round with 1 second, you're still not going to be feeling comfortable. Now, as said, I think both teams have proven themselves in the past on the attack side. I think the composition,
I mean, they're just very prepped for this one.
Looks better for
they've
that
got,
side of the map,
they've got good stuff on Giants. They knew, like, you can tell when I watch Existence, it feels a little bit like we had on Liquid. Like against a team, you have an ult rounds that you want to do with every single ult. Maybe not this ult, right? So it feels like they have all of that. Then it felt like they had a pistol round that they definitely wanted to do, a big buy round that they wanted to do, and then maybe a 5th round as well. That they kind of had, and then obviously on the anti-ecos, they know like you can just go searching with one. And it just feels like everything's a little bit pre-planned, and it's all just working so well. Like the Omen ult to bait out how they played Omen ult last time they played. Like it's they did the thing that is really strong of like anti-ing yourself. This is what Weber was talking about. But we didn't do it too much. We only antied ourselves like twice, but it was really strong when we did it. Because then you kind of realize there's a lot of tendencies and you can change up some stuff. So they kind of did that. They kind of antied themselves, realized of what prep they would have for certain ults, and then they just changed it up. It's what Heretics did against 100 Thieves on Sunset, and it's why it's looked so convincing. And it's literally why Boostio was just running out to sites that had 3 people there, because he thought he was so convinced of their setup, and it was just a different setup.
The Cadavers thread the needle right up behind them. A beautiful lurk play from this man. Info on the next one.
It's a nice shot from Redguard. Yeah, it could maybe be doable for him.
And again, keeps it doable. I thought this would be the round locked in for
could be tempted to fake an Omen ult B.
Now they have to be wary.
Okay, yeah, I like it. Fakes the ult like he could have gone B main.
Towards that flank.
This is the setup you would expect.
These might be 2 of the most impactful from the Shadows we've ever seen in back-to-back rounds, because they're definitely starting to doubt themselves.
Then he smokes it off.
Definitely starting to question whether that smoke might give the game away. Putting it down on the position you're coming from could be a problem there. Instead, just waiting, playing this high-low. And while Redguard needs to connect both shots in a second, it isn't going to be happening. It will be 9-1.
The smoke still kind of creates the pressure, because you could be doing the thing like where you smoke yourself off and then you walk through it, trying to make sure they don't expect it. But
the Shadows in ways that are just different. Yeah. Like the 2 smokes.
Okay, Giants win a round, then lose a round, so their money's in the bin, and I mean, this map is over.
It sets up Cadavra, because if they sit in the corners they're in, Cadavra has to walk out onto the site to get kills. Instead, of course, the players with GX are going to start
with the money, we got Purple on a classic, and we can have 1 pass and affording armor. That's it.
Intimate knowledge of Split, the push and pull used in cerebral ways. So far, Purpo, oh, okay. He at least won't go down to it. It's a very weak round, though, for GX.
They're even running, like, all the way on the... Yeah, I mean, this team's getting pretty drilled, man. Running all the way on the right, so this guy doesn't hear anything. Stack goes over towards B. Once again, it's A. I wonder if they realize the Giants likes to stack over towards B. That's double equal right now that they've stacked over towards B.
Little do they know. All the contacts about to be found by Purpo, and there's too many guns looking the other way. That space taken, A site secured, and a plan to come through soon with a very difficult retake for GX unless they can catch some players out of position.
The man with the classic gone.
Spike planted.
What would you do if you're manager of Giants? I mean, it's only 1 map in. It's 1 map in where Gentlemates are super prepped. It's not the end of the world.
6 deaths alongside it.
But if I was a manager of any team, after looking at how Heretics did this year, I'm probably trying to start trials of tier 2 players very early on.
Something on the exit. That's at least one. A weapon retrieval would be nice, but it's being watched. Always a second player, always a bigger fish. And well, Regar's just hoping that somebody will come walking back through this trip, but
just every time in practice, just writing down names of potential people.
To just go down to the spike. Any damage he does will be mitigated by the fact the half's about to end, and let's not talk about his ult orbs. He ain't gonna do well with those.
Try and find micro boo.
About to be max cash.
Yeah, kind of.
Cadaver is gonna be closed. It really doesn't matter at all.
No money problems. Yeah, they would have needed to start that chipping away at the economy a little while ago. Take a look at what we're getting through. Look at the shield column on the left-hand side. One of those
okay,
is
last
empty.
rounds. Purpo, off again, no armor. That's why he had the classic into the round before. I mean, dude, he's been getting opening kills. That's the thing. I don't think it's many. It's maybe like 2, but he has been getting them. But they still lost some of the rounds where he gets the first kill.
Giantx is just almost perfectly encounter to what's on the other side, but I don't think that's necessarily intentional. They're just running a very solid game.
Dimensional drift lag spotted. There's one. There's two. Good information already for Takas. Flash for Heaven. Third player spotted. Not looking to the spawn, but the stun just came from there.
No, he still got one.
There will be a shutdown.
Bro, this ult with breach stun is crazy strong.
Always going to be able to get those kills. Once he has that information to work around. 2 versus 4.
Same with Omen Flash.
Vitinho, 2 away from Showstopper. They're going to need a miracle to win this one.
I am starting to believe that.
Yeah, I mean that was like the classic of Fnatic that I was talking about earlier, right? As long as they have B main control and the Euro gets over towards B site, just when you can send util through Omen Flash or breach, sorry, breach stun or Omen Flash, it's kind of just done.
And the tank especially, those 3 are just so
11
good alongside each other. The stun was perfect, the info gathering was perfect.
And the only round they won was the Cloud hero play.
Almost flawless attack side. In fact, it would have been not for 1 second. That was the difference between a 12-0 half and an 11-1 half.
Even less than a second, in fact. It's been a pretty dominant position for Gentlemates, and you have to wonder, okay,
can't wait to see Abyss. Yeah, I've been doing because I want to try get a Coach Potatoes thing for Abyss out in like the next 2-3 weeks, kind of before, kind of as it comes out in playoffs. Because I want to see what teams are doing in playoffs and if it's similar to anything that I've got. I don't know, man. I think it's a fun map to come up with stuff. It's been a long time just being like, wow, there's a lot of stuff. I will play defense side on that map. So weird.
It's going to be a long road back if GX is taking
so weird.
The sun has already set on this one, but I guess they still believe.
Martyrdom for an attack.
They've still got to clear out this close corner, but
cover going out.
Well, we see Haven. I'll probably copy a team on Haven. Once a team becomes a little bit dominant on Haven, we'll copy them. Like what we did with
but it's more just cutting noise. Well,
like what we did with the guard. And then I've just got my own thing on. I got my own thing on Abyss. I will say Saint actually persuaded me to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, there's no need to panic.
So I had a comp and then I changed it slightly because of some stuff that Saint showed me. Doesn't have deadlock though, don't worry.
Thanks guys. Sylph and Jack doing a great job. And so
there's no deadlock, don't worry.
There's really no need.
It's actually like a, I think it's legit.
Down and GX are walking straight into it still. They'll have the numbers advantage on the attack. The surprise element not working for Cadaver. 3rd death on the board. Bayaz down below, spotted. Should be dropped. There you go. From up top, Whalers as well though.
Giant 2-on-2.
Oh, and even takes down Cloud. That right click was nasty.
Oh my god, the swing on top of it as well. They got 11 chances. Oh man.
If anything, has to be the last nail in the coffin. 11 in a row.
Thoughts on Na'Vi yesterday?
Overtime.
I mean, it wasn't great,
yeah,
but it was also like,
they're
I don't know if any team would have beaten them yesterday in terms of Heretics.
Really,
Heretics looked insane yesterday.
That has really given me any confidence that GX were even in this map at any stage. It has been
annihilated.
The most one-sided.
At least it's a fast map. Yeah,
a long time. And I'm sure for the Mates fans, this is enjoyable, but
yeah, I mean, this was an existence special. It really was.
The way they wanted to start off a new split.
One where they
it was an existence special, and I feel like individuals really stepped up. This guy didn't die in the first 6 rounds.
Not everything.
Like 9-0.
To secure that spot in playoffs, and even then there could be problems.
He's so big on pistol rounds, so big on
but it doesn't matter. He's good for the kill anyways. Down to
wait, he got that kill on B main as well?
That doesn't matter either. The tank coming ahead in every single fight. Our gentle mates in 13-1.
That was a speed run, chat. 30 minutes. 30 minutes on the dot from start to end.
It seems like GX didn't start the play.